Greetings, hello, welcome on in. Unoptimized Fool here. We're inside the closet yet again, and I want to talk about World of Warcraft. Now, obviously, 11.2, we're diving in through a bunch of topics, and today I want to talk about the outdoor activities inside of Koresh. So, without further ado, let's talk about it, right? So, obviously, we have to talk about the outdoor activities. Now, there's going to be outdoor activities inside of Koresh, right? Ghosts of Koresh 11.2. If you have not watched my other videos about other things, definitely check them out. Again, I go into a little bit of deeper dive for all these new systems, and today is the outdoor activities. Now, we have a new system, right? Think of like the theater troupe, right? Or the Awaken the Machine events, like, all the events inside of the different zones. Well, now we have a new event for, 11.2. It's called Ecological Succession. Now, as you guys know, just to give you a little bit of drawback here, so again, the Ethereal's homeworld Koresh was destroyed by the Void Lord Dimensius. It ripped the planet apart. Now, as we've seen with the Ethereals on Outland, right, in Netherstorm, we saw them with these giant ecodomes, right? It's kind of how they preserve the local fauna and all the living things inside of the zones, and it protects them from the outside world, because obviously everything is pretty much destroyed. Now, ecological succession is going to be basically, we're going to be helping keep track of an ecodome, kind of figuring out how things survive on this planet, and also to help maintain it, right? Now, it's going to be filled with animals and creatures, different flowers, different living organisms, right? So it's going to be kind of like an oasis in the middle of this destroyed, Koresh. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be helping the Ethereals figure out what type of animals can survive in here, and that's what we're going to come in handy. And we're going to go back into Azeroth and go to different zones. Again, we don't know exactly where we're going to be going. Okay, this is just first-hand information, the first kind of iteration of this information. And we're going to go to old zones and collect animals and see if they survive. Right now, some experiments might go wrong. We might be grabbing some cows, we might be grabbing some deer, but it'd be cool to go back to these zones. So, man, we probably can imagine we're going to go back to probably every major expansion to try to grab some animals. Now, obviously, the whole goal of this is to kind of like create a thriving ecology inside this dome, and eventually we'll probably be expanding it as time goes on. Hopefully it expands. That would be cool. That's a theory. Now, I kind of compared it to like a Void Jurassic Park, kind of experimenting with different animals, seeing which ones survive. Hopefully we don't have an actual Jurassic Park situation on our hand where we get eaten and destroyed by these creatures, but hopefully that would be crazy. Now, we also have another system called phase diving. Now, phase diving is going to be an interesting thing. Now, take the visual components of Lord of the Rings when Frodo puts the ring on, kind of like that spectral realm. So think of Koresh as having two realms to it. One, the normal realm that we do stuff on, and then we have phase diving, where we dive into, it's the same world obviously with this effect on it, but there's actually like new monsters, new activities, only certain things you can do inside of phase diving. Now, obviously you can switch energy form and enter the untethered space. That's actually how we do it with the Reshiwrap. So if you don't have the Reshiwrap, you actually can't do that. So everything's kind of centered around the Reshiwrap, so I bet they're going to be giving that to us pretty early on in the campaign. Now, obviously you can get some treasures, some rares that you wouldn't be normally getting in the normal zone of Koresh, right? So again, we also have the warrants, right? So we are helping the Constable of Teravesh, right? Teravesh is there, by the way, hunt down monsters, right? So we're going to take these like kind of bounties. Think of like The Witcher, like kind of going around hunting monsters. And some of these monsters are going to be in the normal realms. Some of these are going to be inside of phase diving realm, right? So again, that's how they get us going back between these phase diving activities, which is pretty cool. But yeah, these are going to be the two major systems for outdoor activities, right? So I'm really looking forward to Ecological Succession. I'm hoping it progresses each week. It's not just like do this every week, it's the same. Maybe just like the theater troupe, there's different stories. I'm hoping it's not just different animals. Hopefully eventually you start seeing more animals in there. You see more plants and it grows. Like first it starts barren, and then every week you see progression through the visual aspects of the dome, right? And it would be cool to have that. Now obviously we don't know if that's going to be true, but I really hope. I would honestly be a little bit disappointed if there's no visual progression with this dome every week, or at least every month, or just give me some something Blizzard, okay? And of course, with phase diving, it does sound pretty cool. It does sound pretty unique. Obviously, if you want to hunt down rares and treasures, they're probably going to have us phase dive in the main campaign just to introduce it, to get us familiar with it, and then eventually it would probably just be this unique thing for people who want to go for rares, for different things, right? So I think it's going to be kind of niche, but at least people will hopefully use it. So I'm excited. I'm not like really excited for phase diving. I think it's going to be a neat little system. I don't think it's going to be like this next big thing, right? So I'm definitely going to try it though, that's for sure. But yeah, guys, what do you think about all these new systems? We have ecological succession, the zoo, right? And now we have phase diving. So I definitely want to hear your opinions on all of this, guys. But guys, thank you for listening on my rant in the closet. Again, we're covering all of the 11.2 announcements as they come up. Now, obviously, if there's big announcements and changes to these systems that I talk about, I'll make a follow-up video. If there's minor changes, definitely check out my X. I post daily about different things that don't sometimes make it to a video, but it's definitely important information nonetheless. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.